Today, I want to share a story from a homeschool mom that I've coached. Let's call her Tara. Her story is so relatable because so many homeschool moms have felt this way, stuck in their routines, overwhelmed even within the first month or two of their homeschool year, and unsure how to get back on track. If that sounds like you, stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll see a practical path forward. So here's what Tara shared with me. I'm struggling to prioritize, and I get into a sort of freeze mode where you have so many things going on, you just waste time and do either nothing or the things that don't matter. Do you relate? She said, then I keep writing out what I want to do, but then for some reason I just can't execute. I feel stuck in rhythms that don't serve me anymore, acting out of line with my values, like I feel guilty over screen time and guilty over food choices. One of my biggest homeschool goals this year was joy, and so far I feel like I'm way off. She shared, I can't figure out how to structure my days because my daughter's nap is the only time I can finish lessons with my son. But then I don't get to rest or work out or anything for myself while she's asleep. This is something so many homeschool moms experience. And I just had to ask her, can I share your story word for word? Because this is a story I hear on repeat, and because it's not just from other homeschool moms I've heard it, I heard it from me in my book. I wrote the story because I lived the story too. I had to share it with you. We want structure, we want connection, but we feel frozen, overwhelmed by all the moving parts of the family life. When I connected with Tara, I reflected back two big truths. You are not selfish. You deserve to live a purposeful life. Humans have needs, even homeschool moms. Until you can meet godlike status where you can be everything to everyone all at one time and have energy that does not need replenishing, you need to address basic human needs like sleep and meals and rest and meaningful time apart from your kids. I also shared that if you want to establish a boundary, boundaries only work if you believe them first. Just as you mean business, because she specifically had a goal to put her kids to bed early each night, and they're little kids. So she specifically said, okay, by 7, everyone's going to be in bed. They can read, but they need to be in bed. And she meant business. So I said to her, just as you mean business, when you put your kids to bed early, your body and your mind need to know you mean business when you set time for yourself. Like, you want to go on the exercise machine and you don't want to be told you need to get off because I need something, mom. You actually mean business. Now, to be fair, kids are not going to follow through just because you believe something until you have said it a lot. How much? I don't know. I don't know. It could be a long time. But if you don't believe your boundary, they will definitely not. So you need to assert your boundary. The more confidently and assertively you believe your boundary, the more quickly they will also believe it. You need to believe your boundaries before you put them in front of your kids. So then I suggested some practical steps. I said, okay, let's talk about your sleep. And since she has a little one, it's tricky, of course, in the season of being woken up many times. So there really is a season where you're just not going to get the best sleep. It just is what it is. But you can prioritize it. You can certainly ask a parent, or you can ask a partner or someone to look after the kids. If you're really starved for sleep, ask them to look after the kids while you go sleep at a friend's house. You need to prioritize rest. You need to prioritize nourishment. I think it's so funny. I heard this reel in the last couple of years where they said, what is like the most frequent homeschool mom lunch? I'm curious, what would you say? Leftovers. Yeah, leftovers. Leftovers or Kraft Dinner or Annie's or something really simple that comes from the menu of a child. And while I actually like Annie's pasta, I will eat Annie's pasta still, but I do it with intention. You can also prioritize anything else you want to eat and eat a different meal than your kid. Or maybe tell them today we're going to have salads and this is the day we're going to eat the salad. And if you don't want to, here's the toaster. I don't know, it depends on your child's age, but you wanna prioritize rest and nourish. Protect 15 minutes daily just for you too, even though you won't always get it, but your goal is to protect 15 minutes devoted just for you. Ideally, away from the voices of your kids because especially when they're younger, we have a really hard time tuning them out. But even when they're older, it's hard to tune their voices out if they're in the same home. And of course, you want to be present with them a lot of the time, but you need time away too. And so if you can get time away where you don't hear their voices, you hear your voices or a voice, you will hopefully just one voice. Okay, so you need to actually listen to your voice. Another suggestion I'd give her is to reframe education. That's a conversation I have with every mom that has a conversation with me in the free aligned homeschool reset session, which if you haven't joined me, join me. I ask them, tell me about your perspective on what an education is anyway. Why do I ask that? Because you could be attempting to meet very unrealistic expectations around what education means. If you get clear on what you believe an education is, you align your understanding of that with your daily activities, you'll be more realistic. Also, you're more likely to meet the child in front of you, which is kind of the point. I also encouraged her to lean into fun. We had an entire discussion in the Homeschool Mom Chat on the Instagram Live this week, all about fun. Lean into fun. I say lean because I know it's not going to be like your whole focus. Although, if you're an Enneagram 7 mom, probably it is. And kudos to you. You are leading us in the fun. But for the rest of us, we're taking it a bit serious, this whole home education thing, and we need to lean in to having fun. Also, lean into creativity and imagination and play and connection. If you focus on those things, you are going to enjoy your homeschool days more. And if you want to grow kids up to live meaningful lives, you're also enabling them with the effective tools to do that. But note to self, your most valuable curriculum in your homeschool is actually you. When you are living a meaningful life right in front of them, they learn to live it too. The other thing that I shared with this mom, and I share it with you, is that if you are repeatedly experiencing frustration in a certain area of your homeschool mom life, get into the habit of writing down what's happening, and then writing down the story that you're telling yourself about what's happening. I've created a whole bunch of different journaling workbooks for homeschool moms. They help you to focus on unpacking a particular challenge you're experiencing. And so, though my daughter and I have worked on creating about 25 with various topics, anything from learning to nurture yourself or exploring your big emotions, overcoming overwhelm, shifting your mindset around transitioning into high school, deschooling, leaning into child inspired learning, strengthening your boundaries and relationships, discovering your authentic homeschool approach, planning your homeschool year with purpose, and reflecting on your personal growth and your identity. All the discussion points I have in coaching, I've made into a journaling workbook. Why? Well, because I love journaling. And also because I know this tool is so effective. If you focus your journaling time unpacking a particular challenge over the course of, I don't know, 2, 3 months, you're going to see clarity. You're going to get clarity on what's really going on. And then you're going to decide what your next step will be in addressing that thing. It'll help you get clarity, build actionable steps to overcoming that challenge. It's a small, gentle way to really get clear on the big things in your life. And it will actually feel like it creates a really huge shift in your homeschool. So capture your frustration stories on paper. You can always burn it. You don't have to keep it. But I actually have 2 tiny little journals that I was journaling in my first year of homeschooling every Wednesday night. And wow, it was eye-opening to see what was really going on in our homeschool and how it's really framing things. It was very clarifying for me. So I want to share with you a little more of what Tara said to me. She said, I'm so appreciative of our time last week. The timing was just right, and I feel like I'm already moving in a positive direction. It already feels more peaceful. I have a schedule this week where I can go to the gym 4 times. Starting my day, leaving the house to get my workout done alone has been great. I'm less stressed, more patient during the day, knowing I already did something important for myself. I have heard that so many times from moms. When they choose themselves first in the day, then they aren't building up a daily resentment towards the kids that they do want to spend time with, but they also want something. They need things, and the kids won't just make space for them. Not how it works. You actually have to take the space for yourself. You will show up more intentional for your kids when you do. So Tara said school outside with my oldest, while the little ones are playing in the yard, was fun and productive. I used a timer for my 4-year-old's quiet time, and that was a boundary that I created for him so that he would actually play by himself and stay in his room without bothering me. And he did, until minute 21, of course. Truly. Notice how small, consistent shifts can make a big impact. When you prioritize yourself, you create simple boundaries, and these things seem like they're small, but they're actually huge because they are a tidal wave moving. They are the water under the tidal wave, causing the tidal wave to be larger, the tsunami wave. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just going to say that over time, it builds. And these are just simple things. They're practical, simple, but doable things for any homeschool mom. So, what can you learn from Tara's story? 5 things. 1, your needs matter. Self care is optional. It is definitely not selfish. It is not selfish. Let the world know self care is not selfish. It's necessary because you're a human, and homeschool moms are humans too. And the second thing is that small boundaries create huge shifts in your day. The third thing is that you get to define what education looks like in your home. Fun, connection, and joy are valid goals. The fourth thing is to work as a team with your partner and clarifying responsibilities, which will reduce stress. And the fifth is tracking frustrations and conflicting thoughts in a journal helps you gain clarity so you can move forward with intention and confidence. So even if you just use 1 or 2 of these little shifts, you can make your homeschool days feel a whole lot more calm, more intentional, and more fun. If you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure how to structure your homeschool days, take a page from Tara's story. Start small, honor your needs, and remember that you can create a rhythm that works for your family and for you. If you want more support beyond this video, join me for that free Aligned Homeschool Reset session where I guide homeschool moms step by step to refresh their routines, set boundaries, and reclaim their joy in their homeschool days. You'll find the link below. And if you haven't already, you want to go to my website, Capturing the Charmed Life, and check out the new quiz, What's Really Driving Your Overwhelm? This is a quiz that will help you discover where your overwhelm is coming from and get clear on your next steps. Subscribe for more stories and practical strategies to help you homeschool with confidence and clarity and live it aligned from the inside out. Remember, you're not selfish. You're not selfish, Tara. You're not selfish, homeschool mom. You deserve to live a purposeful, satisfying life. Your needs matter. When you prioritize sleep and nourishment and those small pockets of time just for you, you're showing your kids what a meaningful life looks like. So take tiny intentional steps. They will transform your homeschool life. Everyone around you will be delighted to do life alongside you. Have a beautiful week. We'll see you next.